One day in a small village nestled between rolling hills and endless fields of green, there lived a young boy named Arjun. He was known for his determination, but he had one flaw: he always focused on results rather than the process. Whether it was in school, farming, or playing with his friends, Arjun only cared about winning, achieving, and proving himself. One day, the village elders announced a grand festival, and along with it, a running competition. The winner would receive a gold medal, the highest honor in the village. Arjun's heart leapt with excitement. He had never won a medal before, and this was his chance to prove that he was the fastest. From that moment on, all he could think about was the finish line, the medal, and the glory that awaited him. He began practicing every day, but his focus was never on improving his stamina or perfecting his technique. He only thought about how fast he could run compared to others. If someone ran faster than him, he felt discouraged. If he was ahead, he felt superior. His entire training was consumed by his obsession with winning. One evening, as he ran laps around the village, an old man sitting under a banyan tree called out to him. "Why do you run with such a heavy heart, my boy?" Arjun wiped his sweat and replied, "I must win the race. I must get the medal. That is all that matters." The old man chuckled. "Do you enjoy running?" Arjun hesitated. "I don't know. I only care about winning." The old man nodded. "Let me tell you a story. Long ago, there was a potter who wanted to make the perfect clay pot. Every time he started shaping the clay, he kept thinking about how beautiful the final pot should be. But because he was so obsessed with the result, he didn't pay attention to how he shaped the clay, and each time, the pot cracked. One day, he decided to forget about the final product and instead focused on the feeling of the clay in his hands, the way the wheel spun, and the gentle pressure he applied. To his surprise, without even realizing it, he had created a flawless pot. Arjun frowned. "Are you saying I should stop thinking about winning?" The old man smiled. "I am saying that when you focus on the process, success follows naturally. Enjoy the run, feel the wind, and learn with every step. The finish line will take care of itself." Arjun nodded but wasn't entirely convinced. Still, the old man's words lingered in his mind. The day of the race arrived, and the entire village gathered to watch. Arjun stood at the starting line, his heart pounding. He looked around and saw the determined faces of his competitors. For a brief moment, doubt crept in. What if he lost? What if all his efforts were wasted? Then, he remembered the potter's story. He took a deep breath and closed his eyes. When the whistle blew, he started running, but this time, something was different. Instead of worrying about who was ahead or behind, he focused on his breathing, the rhythm of his feet against the ground, and the joy of running. He felt lighter, faster, and freer than ever before. He didn't win the race. He finished third. But for the first time in his life, he didn't feel disappointed. Instead, he felt something new, satisfaction. He had given his best, and that was enough. As he walked back, the old man met him with a knowing smile. "How do you feel?" Arjun smiled back. "I feel happy. I enjoyed the race." The old man patted his shoulder. "And that, my boy, is more valuable than any medal." From that day on, Arjun approached everything in life differently. Whether it was studying, playing, or working in the fields, he focused on the process rather than the result. And as time passed, he realized something remarkable: when he stopped worrying about success, it found him. Naturally.